He couldn't talk to him because he had to whisper to us very much, and he didn't want his frequency, he had his volume turned way down. And finally, we couldn't see him, so we turned it over to an airborne forward air controller in little 01 Charlie. He finally talked to him for about 15 minutes and got him, when he felt he was safe, got him to light a lighter, a little Bic. The guy lit it momentarily. The controller saw the light, said, "Okay, I see you," turn it off. He did. And over the period of the next 30 minutes, this airborne controller worked this kid to the east to a large clearing where a helicopter was able to be brought in and save him. And I mean, it was a very exciting hour of listening to the radio.
I myself was evacuated by skimmer boat to Maikai-chan and then helicoptered to the hospital ward aboard the USS Iwo Jima.
That last night at Dai Do, it was mass confusion. We didn't know what was happening. It's now the 2nd or 3rd of May. We knew the battalion had been severely injured in the sense of total number of wounded. Word had gone out to the ship for every able-bodied man that was available to come back out. And they did. That night, we were trying to prepare for the worst, not knowing what to expect. We did send the word out, though, when we found out that 1st Battalion, 3rd Marines were coming in. In fact, it was very difficult, because we had to send it in an unsecure mode. The line I remember the most was, "Candy Tough Bravo will step on your paws on his way to Santa Claus's home." Boy, we wrestled with that one just to figure out how to say it. But we knew they'd understand, because 1-3 was going to go north and relieve them. Well, it was a relief to us. It did turn out that night that it was rather light as far as the battle was concerned, with probes and everything from the enemy. But as we found out the next morning, that the greater body of the enemy, if any were left at all, had withdrawn. And so the battle for Dai Do was really over for 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines that following morning.
I had a very unusual opportunity in April 1999 when I interviewed Senior Lieutenant General Tran Van Quang, who commanded all regular North Vietnamese Army units, guerrilla units, and irregular local communist units in the 4th Military Interzone, which incidentally included Dai Do and the entire demilitarized zone. He told me that all 3 regiments of the 320th Division, somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000 regular Army troops, were in Dai Do, pitted against the magnificent bastards of 2-4 from 30 April through 2 May 1968. He also said that the 320th Division suffered heavy casualties. The real reason for our success was the extraordinary performance of the individual Marines and sailors, whose professionalism, battle-hardened competence, selflessness, sheer guts, and raw courage, as well as loyalty to each other, carried the day. The superb leadership and initiative of our fire team leaders, squad leaders, section leaders, platoon and company commanders was also key to our successful, albeit unplanned, spoiling attack against a vastly superior enemy force. When one leader fell, another rose to take his place. When their M16 rifles jammed, Marines used enemy rifles and ammunition. When they ran out of ammunition and grenades, our Marines used bayonets, rocks, knives, and bare fists. They never quit. Words cannot express the magnificent performance of those magnificent bastards. The battle was won by the heroism and courage of the individual Marines and sailors. Truly, it was their initiative, unselfishness, and bravery against impossible odds that made victory possible. What a privilege and honor it was to lead men of their caliber in battle. They made the victory possible, and to them belongs the honor.
The Battle of Dai Do will live in the memories of those of us who fought there for the remainder of our lives. We will continue to remember our brothers in arms who paid the supreme sacrifice over that 3-day period. Of those who survived, many sustained serious wounds for which they continue to adjust their lifestyles. While no number of medals can adequately acknowledge the heroic actions that were accomplished by those magnificent bastards at Dai Do, it is easy to get a flavor of the fierce fighting that took place by noting that Captains Jim Livingston and Jay Vargas were awarded the Medal of Honor for their heroic actions. Bill Weiss was awarded the Navy Cross, and other Marines earned silver and bronze stars and Purple Hearts for their heroic actions under enemy fire. Marines who fought at Dai Do can proudly take their place alongside Marines who have served their corps and their country in every clime and place for over 200 years.
We made this video for the Marines and sailors that fought at Dai Do during those 3 bloody days in April, May 1968, so that those that survived can remember those that didn't survive, and also have a picture of what happened during that battle when they were fighting down in the trenches, each of them having just a small piece that they personally fought in. We wanted to give the entire picture so that they could see it and their families could see it. Also, we'd hope that perhaps current-day Marines might find a few lessons from this battle, and we put this video together with that in mind, that some future leaders on some future battlefields might find the lessons we learned helpful to them, and by so doing, become more effective and save the lives of future Marines while carrying out their missions. And we wanted the American people to know what we did at a time when on many campuses, students were rioting, carrying anti-war signs. There were many, many fine young Americans who were fighting for the freedom of a people they didn't even know. And I think in that respect, that they were not fighting for their own freedom, but the freedom of other people, that they were perhaps more gallant than those that fought at Lexington and Gettysburg. That's why we made this video.